Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2020 video. Today you join me in a class 57/3. Exciting! And this is exciting. This is something I've wanted in Train Sim for a long time. And a massive thank you to Voyager Productions team and Matthew Wilson especially for getting this done, because it is superb. This, of course, is the /3, which means we have the Delner couplings, which means we can do Pendolino drags. And it's the proper Thunderbirds livery as well, the Virgin Thunderbirds livery. It's something that I sort of remember just as I was sort of getting back into railways, just sort of the end of my teenage years. I remember seeing one of these and going, what is that on the front? And then I remember looking it up and learning what it was and everything like that. And it's one of the trains that really brought me back into sort of liking trains more when in my late teenage years. So it means a lot to me, actually. So the pack itself is available as freeware over in Voyager Productions, and it comes with 3 scenarios by Xavier from Backdated Train Sim. So there's one Delta 22, which is a London Euston to Holyhead. That's dragging a Pendolino. And then you've got one Hotel 87, which is Holyhead to Manchester Piccadilly, which is on hire to Reeve Trains Wales. So these did the WAG services, top and tailed if I remember rightly. And then there's this scenario that I'm doing, which is 5099 Crewe IEMD to Crewe IEMD Voyager Rescue. So I haven't shown you the bit leaving Crewe and driving all the way up to Llandudno. I've done that myself, and I've started the video here just at a red signal outside Llandudno itself. Whilst being at the red, I will show you the exterior and hope that that red changes. I haven't checked if I can tab it yet or not. I should really. Note denied. Why are we denied? I don't think we are denied, you know. I think we're clear into it. So let's just use this time while we've got it to have a quick look at the outside. So there is a compromise with the model, because the model itself couldn't be edited in the way that would needed to be for this. So what has cleverly been done is an extra child object's been built over the front of it, so it looks a little bit, it's more proud than it should be. But let's be honest, to get the Delners on a 57, I am not moaning at that. I think it's fantastic. The detail on the Delners themselves, really nice. It's a smart job all round. So I'm just going to go through this. The 57 itself is an old UV model. UV were around a good few years ago and made some cracking add-ons. Oh, I've not gone forward. Made some cracking add-ons for Train Sim. So this is definitely, and was definitely, one of the best models in their day. The scripting, the way you've got your newspaper up here that slides around the cab. If you go around a corner, it slides. I usually have that off, to be honest with you. The other thing that's cool in here is you'll sometimes get a rattle, and that's the hot plate, and you have to give it a hit to shut it up. So it's a cool loco with some little quirks. Let's pull that off, take the power off, put us back into forward. Should be able to take power again. It didn't say anything about tabbing this signal, so I'm sort of going into the unknown. Right, how am I going to do the rest of the scenario? Because if I drag this all the way back from Llandudno to Crewe, it is a long drive, and it's an awful long drive, and it's also on North Wales Coastal, a route that I've driven far too much in my life. So I'm not going to do the whole scenario. So what I'm going to do is do the exciting bit at this end, which is coupling up. We'll change ends, we'll pull away, and then I'll break the video, and then you'll join me from Chester back to Crewe. So we'll just do that Chester to Crewe bit. Gives a bit of time to talk about 57s, go through the manual, look like the readme that comes with it, and go through the website listing and stuff as well, just so it gives you guys more of an idea. Also lets me drive it a little bit. I'm really looking forward to doing a real long Pendolino drag, but it's probably going to be on a stream more than a video, just because of time constraints more than anything. We will be getting longer videos now. I'm doing this sort of full time now. There is chances of longer videos, so I've just got to work out what ones are going to be worth my while. So stay tuned for those coming up soon on the channel. Where are we at? Also, this is a great opportunity to test the power brake controller with the 57. It's not something it was designed to work with, but it does. and it does well. What I'm also using is my train brake is actually reassigned, sorry, to my horn control. So if I now press my horn forwards, my brake will come on. If I pull it back, so it acts like a PBL brake, even though this doesn't have a PBL brake. It acts like one. It's easier than using the buttons. I've also not got my splint on. I'm trying to keep it off as much as I can today, but it has meant that my arm is incredibly tired. So I don't really fancy driving this the whole way. Oh, I should be using my Loco brake now anyway, not my train brake. Love the wiper in this as well. It's good that it's in the rain. It's one of those like little hidden gems of Locos. Oh, this is so cool. I don't know how it couples. Do I just couple it? I don't know. Oh, it's exciting. There we go. Control Shift C. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes! I love it! Absolutely love it. How the air pipes there as well. Now slowly approach. Oh, now change back. Proceed back to Crewe. So I'll do the swap end procedure, and then we'll pull it out, and then I will break the video, and you'll join me back when we are at Chester. So this needs to go into off. You need to come off as well. I don't think key works well, does it? I think you have to actually manually pull this one out. Yeah. Brakes are fine as they are, because when we switch cabs, we should be good. Oh, have I got an instrument light failure? So off in that cab. Let's try to put the master key in and just tell them we'll tell it we're in this cab. That would probably be the best idea, Alan. No, it still doesn't like it. Let's get headlights set. What was that? Right, let's try that again. Headlights set. They should now be correct. Brakes are off. Let's get it into forward. We'll take some power. You might want to move, laddie. You help yourself, mate, yeah? Just help yourself. I want to go on that side because I want to see the coupling. '57s was such a cool idea. We'll go through a bit more of the '57s on the way back from Chester about why they came about, what they are, what the differences are from a 47, blah, 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 blah. Remember, I'm not using the horn control because it's set up as my brake. So now we've got the long drag back. So what I'm going to do is next time, it'll be a second for you because I'm just going to pause the video and then start it again in a minute. But you'll join me at Chester, so I'll see you then, if I can see the pause button. Right, welcome back. You join me currently speeding through Crewe by 1.8 mile an hour. So that was a fair drive. Let's get the wipers back on. What have I got? A wiper failure. I know why, because the cab's reset itself. The joys of train sim sometimes, eh? So let's stop and get that sorted before we do anything. This has happened because I've let the AI drive it up to here. That's out, that's on. So let's get you in. Still pressing the Q in the back cab, but we've got power. We're all right. We should be fine. Right then, so the 57/3, does that mean we're going to get wipers? We are going to get wipers. Yeah, we're back rocking and rolling. Right, so what's the blurb for this? A suite of custom objects and scripting to help convert a combination of the Cougar Class 47 and UV Class 57.0 into a usable 57/3. Some amps would be nice. There we go. It features 16 3D nameplates, running numbers and script-controlled, unnamed, named or name-removed status for each. That's really cool. Flash front and Delna fitted versions included, separate versions for utilising Delna coupler due to different collision length requirements. New lighting objects in scripting with front ends for Delna coupler in winter season. Coupler bag will be fitted as standard. Nice. So in the winter you get your coupler bag. New blueprints and quick drive consists to allow unpowered dragging of DTG's 390, the withdrawn one, on all lines even if electrified. Nice. The requirements for this are the Train Sim European Loco and Asset Pack, the Train Simulator Freightliner 57/0 Loco add-on, the Class 57 Sound Pack Pro from Armstrong Powerhouse. As I said, there's 3 scenarios included. It has got a known issue section. It says fan alignment on the roof is slightly out and a fix is being worked on. I'm not fussed. I'm very happy with this as it is just now. So, the 57s themselves. So the 57 is a re-engined locomotive. It isn't a, it wasn't a new loco really, even though basically the only thing that's still 47 on it was pretty much the shell. They're rebuilt by Brush Traction at Loughborough, where I was driving earlier on. From redundant Class 47 locomotives, the locomotives are fitted with a refurbished IEMD engine and a reconditioned alternator, improving reliability and performance. I think it's the similar engine to what's in the 59 or 66, and is the alternator a 56 alternator? Don't ask me that straight off, but I think it is. 3 variants exist, 1 for freight, 2 for passenger operations. Each cost £3,000 at the time to be built. That's about 1/3 of that of a new build locomotive. The class's origins were in 1997 when Freightliner ordered 6 initial locomotives. Prototype locomotives were converted with electric train heating in 2001 with a view to obtaining orders for passenger companies. That's where we got the 57/0s from. So, Virgin West Coast, which is what the one we're driving now, the Thunderbird for this. Let's give it some power. Does this have openable windows? I think it does. Hear the train a little bit more. To provide a fleet of locomotives for rescue duties and for drags on routes with no overhead wires, Virgin Trains signed a deal with Porterbrook in 2002 to rebuild 12 Class 47s as Class 57/3s, with the first delivered in June 2002. It was announced by the Strategic Rail Authority in June 2003 that the Class 390 Pendolinos would operate along the North Wales coastline to Holyhead, hauled by Class 57/3s. A further 4 were ordered It was decided to fit the fleet with Delna retractable couplings, with the original 12 being retrofitted from October 2003. The Delna coupling allow easy connection to the 390 Pendolinos in regular service, and also the Class 221s, which we're dragging now, in case of failure or emergency. From spring 2005, the 57/3s were used to haul the 2 daily Virgin services from Crewe to Holyhead, complementing the Class 221 Super Voyagers that covered the other North Wales services. The downside of this arrangement was that whilst the Class 390 Pendolino sets are longer and have added advantage of running off overhead lines south of Crewe, the coupling and uncoupling at Crewe added to the journey time. From December 2008, all North Wales coast services were operated by Super Voyagers, except for one Sunday service, which was formed of 57/3 and a 390 Pendolino set. This too was converted to Voyager operation from November 2012. I didn't think they went on for that long. As a nod to their purpose as rescue engines, Virgin named their engines after the characters from Thunderbirds. In keeping with the theme, the engines also bore special nameplates with the International Rescue logo above their regular nameplates. As a Thunderbirds fan myself as a kid, they just tick all the boxes for me, really. 57-307 Lady Penelope is the only 57/3 to keep her Thunderbird nameplate when DRS took back control of the Virgin Thunderbirds. While intended for Virgin West Coast franchise, they were used to haul failed Virgin Cross Country 220 Voyagers from as far as Aberdeen, Eastleigh and Plymouth on occasions. Jeez! After completion of the West Coast mainline upgrade in 2008, Virgin's requirements for the 57-3s decreased. The 16-strong fleet found other work with the River Trains Wales and Colas Rail, and in September 2010, 6 were placed in Longstore at Eastleigh Works, before being returned to Porterbrook and leased to Network Rail in September 2011. So that was when they did the snow trains, didn't they? They painted them yellow and did those snow trains. With the River Trains Wales contract finishing, a further 3 were returned to Porterbrook and leased to DRS in April 2012. In December 2012, the remaining 7 were returned, with 3 being leased to DRS again, and the remaining 4 sold to West Coast Railways. I think the West Coast ones, they've lost their Delnas, haven't they? But I think some of the DRS ones still have it. I'm going to look at what it tells us in here. In April 2003, 57-601 was sold to West Coast Railway, but remained in traffic with First Great Western for a few months. West Coast Railway Company Managing Director said that the first thing he did when he took control of Loco was to pass it through his paint shop to apply the house colours to the original diesel style. In January 2011, West Coast Railway Company purchased 57-001 from Porterbrook and 57-003 from Advenza Freight, followed in April 2011 by 57-006 from Advenza, with 57-001 and 57-006 returned to service, and 57-005 stored at Carnforth. In January 2013, 57-313 and 316 were purchased from Porterbrook, making West Coast Railway Company the only company to operate all 3 subclasses. These have since then had their Delna couplers removed. But the DRS ones, I think, still hold them. There are 6 members of the 57-3 that still have Delna couplings fitted in order to rescue Pendolinos and Super Voyagers. These being 57-302, 304, 307, 308, 309 and 311. So yeah, cool. Little quick rundown of some specs for you. So of course there are Coco locomotives, which means they've got 3 powered axles per bogie. The rebuild date for them was 1998 to 2004. Number rebuilt was 33. What is the weight of them actually? 119 long tons or 133 short tons. Okay. The 57-3s were 117 tons. So it's an EMD, speeded. It's an EMD 645 F3B. And the 57-3s and 57-6s were allowed to do 95 miles per hour. So all in all, a really interesting Loco, really. And one I think is quite underutilised in train sim. But with this one, I think we're going to see a lot more use of them. Especially if we can get it in DRS livery as well. rescue drags on the West Coast Main Line nowadays. That'd be cool. We're going to paper back up for you to see. So you see that wiggle around now? You guys might not have the same excitement I have for this. I'm excited by it, as you may have be able to tell. Oh look! It's North Wales Coastal. 90, 75, 90. It should in theory mean I should be able to learn it quite easily, but I still haven't. It is a route I'd like to see come back. I mean, it is one of the discontinued routes by DTG at the minute, so it would be one I would love to see come back. It's very popular. Very, very popular. In fact, I would love to go through and see if this has got to be, bar the southeast and some of the southern ones like London Brighton and things like that, I reckon that North Wales Coastal probably has one of the longest lists of scenarios. So I can think of 3 payware scenario packs for it and countless scenarios that are freeware that have been done for it as well. Countless. In the front you don't even notice that extra bulge. He's done a really good job with it. Those of you that are into modelling, if you like the Helgen 47, or the Helgen 57 even for that matter. Did Helgen do a 57 in the end with that tooling? I don't know. I know Bachmann did a 57, but I don't know if Helgen did one as well. I was quite like their tubby duff. Had a good bit of character to it. And they were very good runners as well. Very good runners. But I do prefer my Bachmann 47s. I haven't got a Bachmann 57. I think I did once. I think I got a Freightliner one at one point. Well, we've got 9 miles left. That's not too long, is it? Might see if I can get Clouds to do me a little texture mod for that newspaper. Turn it into something more appropriate for a driver's cab. It's got the data cord as well, which means we have train length. I think this was one of the first trains to have train length as well. Well, first train I remember having train length. Let's find some sort of landmark and we'll use it. So what this is mainly used for is if you had a long freight train and you were pulling out of a siding or going past a speed limit or something like that, coming over a set of points, you'd press it as you went over or past the speed sign, so you knew when your rear of your train had passed, and then you knew you could accelerate on. Now, most drivers, when they know how long their train is, know how long their train is. So I'm not sure how often it was used in practice, or still is used in practice, I don't know. The data code actually is the vehicle number is 57012. We are 57312. Stop pressing 2, Alan. That's quite cool. I don't know if that's something that's been added in. Right, end of this bridge. Train length timer activated. There we go. Simple little thing. God, it's hot in here. What temperature are we at? 27.9. Warm. Considering it should be quite chilly out there. I woke up this morning, it looked really autumny, like really, really autumny, but it was still muggy as hell. Crewe still at Shed Road 05. Is that actually just pulling us in and stopping? Perfect, that's fine. I love the way the windscreen wipers are out of sync as well. It's just cool. It was a very clever train for its time. A really clever train for its time. And it still holds up well now. There really is no doubt about it, and this has just given it such a new lease of life. Think of all the scenarios. Drags, Thunderbird rescues. Good times for train sim. What a month it's been for train sim. It's not even over yet. We've just had the Midland Main Line extension released. That's a lovely bit of route. We've had Flight Sim, we've had the 37 Volume 2, we've had... What else have we had? Train Sim World 2. The door control panel box. An expensive month is what it's been. And it's kids going back to school. Yes. I am pleased about that. Mine still don't go back till next week anyway, so a few more days. Oh, 90024 sitting up there. Loving some of the 90s outside the electric depot there. Is there any 92s? I didn't see the 92s in the requirements, to be fair. Oh yeah, no. Because of switched ends, the AWS plunger's got confused. I've got to plug it back in. I've had it out with my camera and then having to do a FaceTime call when I was running the bit between thingy. I've unplugged it and not plugged it back in properly. Let's try that now. Reset that. No. Train sims got confused. Little wave to my baby sitting over there, and Brian. There she is. Love this bit of Crewe. I think we might have to do a bit of reversing at some point. Maybe we'll get a pop-up telling us that we're going to start reversing soon. Yeah, I'll pass the marker there, that'll do. Right, now I'm hoping we have the road back in now. Yeah, awesome. Would this be a reversal move? Maybe you would have had somebody in the rear cab, I suppose. A competent person. I've been doing TSW today, and I've been pressing N all the time instead of B. Sorry. Dry mouth. It is way after 10 at night. And I've been in it all day. Which has been great fun. I think I've taken a train. Well, I've taken this train out of Crewe, out of the International Electric Maintenance Depot. But I don't think I've ever taken anything in this far. I'm guessing we'd have like a 15 max limit reversing this. Probably, maybe even like 5. It's that slight gradient that's making quite a big difference to our speed. No passengers in there. I like that. Chris will be happy. No passenger bins. Don't even know what the track layout looks like up ahead, really. Sort of very briefly in the map there. Oh, is that some 92s there? It looks like it. That's a 90. Oh, it might be a nice one actually with us on the shed. Freightliner 57 sneaking out over there as well. Just a bit too far away, but it might look good on shed. Got a picture of the Thunderbirds logo as well. Well done, you brought this Voyager to Crewe repair. The team will examine the unit. Get rid of the unit. It's going to close me down anyway. All right then, guys. Thank you very much for joining for that. If you're looking for this lovely add-on, freeware add-on, it's available over on Vulcan Productions. Head on over there and give them guys a bit of love and snap that up, because that is a brilliant bit of kit. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. So, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Head over to AlanThompsonSim.com for all your latest and greatest train sim needs. Head on over to Twitch on a Sunday and Wednesday from 7 PM. And also head over to the Facebook groups. Great place to keep up to date with the new releases in train sim, what's going on in the train sim world and in the real train world as well as other flight sim, things like that people talk about. So it's quite a wide variety of topics covered. Mostly simulation, real world based, but around vehicles of such. So yeah, it's worth heading over there as well. Once again, guys, thanks ever so much for watching, and I shall catch you next time.